all the listeners of Health Education Lecture Series. I am your host, Gurdeep Singh Sandhu, homeopathic consultant. My clinic address is 9701 Sarah and Court, Dublin, California 94568, and phone number 408 687 1899. Email address homeomedicine, HOMEOMEDICINE at yahoo.com. Anytime when you are suffering from any disease at any age and you are stuck up with treatments with no progress, you can call me for second opinion of your disease and also of the disease treatment and progress. I can guide you according to the natural principles. That what may be the hurdles if you are not getting well, if there are some problems and you are not progressing in your treatments, what may be the cause behind that one. So that everything, whatever we are doing, it's not that we are doing according to the natures. Whatever nature does, if ever we follow that, then we never fall sick. And even if we fall sick, it is cured by a natural way and in a natural time, specified times. But if it's not happening in your case, then something is wrong in the natural way of delivering the repair of this body. And we are responsible for that, not the nature. Something is wrong inside our maintenance of this body. Just like in my previous lectures, I have described you about the circadian systems. And circadian system is based on the pineal gland, or you can say the third eye, which is considered as third eye, situated in the base of the brain. And at the base of the brain is a small, tiny type of glands, but having big responsibilities. Big responsibilities. A tiny gland at the base of the brain, in the backside, in the posterior portion of the brain, you can say. And third eye, it is considered third eye because our two eyes can see physically, which whatever is in front of us, whatever we can see just in the angle of the eyes. Whereas the connection of that third eye is all around at 360 degrees, you can say. In other words, if you want to understand easily, it can see 360 degrees, means all around the world, outside world, though it is not exposed to the world. Our these two eyes, physical eyes, though that's also physical, but that's not visible to us in open. But these two eyes are open to us, and these two open eyes are having their limited diameter, limited area to see of. Whereas the pineal body, the pineal gland, that is known as the third eye, that's a different kind of eye perception. It's only perceives the things from all around the universe. One easy example. This is just example. Take it as example. Uh, just to let you know that Guru Nanak Dev, at that time, there was not that much science development, and we were not going to the moons, we were not going to the other planets, and we were not doing anything. Then how Guru Nanak knows about that one? That there are other planets, that there are other earths, just like, and there are other skies. Every earth has its own sky, because sky is a big thing, and in between the sky there are planets, millions and millions and trillions earths are moving inside the sky, and they are at an equal distance to each other because of the gravity. In this way they are moving over there. And now, at that time, when Guru Nanak said Tarti Hor, Pare Hor, or Lakh Patala Patal, Lakh Agasa Agas, at that time there was no anything which he can use and he can prove to us. He can prove the public at that time that yes, there are other earths as a planets, there are other skies, though it's a one sky, but there are one in between the one sky there are many more planets, trillions planets, Akash Ganga or Milky Ways and all that. Whatever, if you go deep into that side, you will be astonished what the nature has established, and that has been established in one time. And how many stars, even in one day, are being eaten by the black holes, and how many stars, star means these planets, star means the earth, how many earths are created every day, and how many earths are being swallowed by the black holes, different black holes. And universe, as I can just explain you in short way, when my son born, Dr. Preet, he is now doctorate of transplant nephrology. When he born in 77, he born in February 1977, and on September 4, I remember, on September 4, the NASA, this American astronauts, you can say the company which is sending the rockets and all that to the other planets to find it out, and they have already sent it to the moon first time, when the Neil Armstrong was gone over there, and they are still searching other many planets, even though many other countries are searching out that one. And when you go to study all these things, these are proving the facts what the Nanak has said. Guru Nanak has said in 15th century, or even a little late, you can say in the mid of the 15th century, because he was born in 1469. And after that he was having, after that, yeah. So Guru Nanak, I requested many a times, please, when I'm doing my lecture from 5 to 6 every day, please do not call me. It disturbs my link. So I was talking about the Guru Nanak's sayings, what he said, and how he presumed that one, how he presumes all these things, because there was no technology at that time to travel from one planet to the other. And Guru Nanak has not gone to that one. But he said something which is being proved nowadays. Nowadays, the science has already proved, and even the persons are having gone to the moon, and even they are trying to go on to the other planets as well. So they are proving that there are trillions and trillions of Earth like us, but they may or may not be having the life. So this has been proved. So our question was of the pineal body. So it was all possible because of the activation of the pineal bodies. As much as you use this pineal body, just like the sannyasi peoples, those who are just searching, those who are concentrating on the pineal bodies, samadhi, concentration means the samadhi. When they are doing the samadhi and they are using their pineal body, and they can grow as much as their capacity is, as much as they can. There's no limit. Our outward eyes has a limit of distance. Just like when you go to the doctor, eye specialist, and they put a calendar in front of you and they ask you to read the letters, distance 6 feet, 12 feet, and between that area, we judge our eyes strength of visualizing, how our eyes can visualize, what's our vision points, vision reading, you can say that. But the pineal eye, that is the third eye of human beings, one thing, it can watch the surroundings. Other thing, it has no limit of the distance where it can see. Just like the planets I talk about, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, that he at that times he has developed his pineal body, the third eye, at the strength that he was visualizing other earths by his third eyes. And also he has at that time claimed that it's not only that on our earth there is a life. Life is all over, scattered all over the world. And when we say all over the world, does not mean that in a few miles and few yards, and just like from India to America or in India to Canada, or like that one. No, it is measured by a light years. Just like the light travels in a minute, 384 miles in per minute. This is the as an approximate traveling of the light. And the measurement of these planets where the still we are assuming that life is there, because Guru Nanak has said, if he has said there are many more earths, and every earth has its own sky, but only the sky is one. Sky is one, but every earth has its own sky. Every earth has its bottom. Okay, so in this way, Guru Nanak assumed and explained whatever he assumed. It was based on the activity of his pineal body, the third eye. So I'm talking about that eye, that if you have activated that eye, then you can easily work with the nature. And when you try to work with the nature, just like at night we go to sleep, daytime we wake up and work. There is a difference of energy between night and between the daytimes. And the daytime energy depends upon the relaxation of our body at night time. And that relaxation means the quantity of oxygen it carries, quantity of oxygen it reserves inside our body, which is being used for the rest of the day between 24 hours. And ultimately, a man can be active if he has slept well at night. And furthermore, Guru Nanak developed this third eye up to a level that there are many more earths, and every earth has its own sky. Every earth has its own depth. There is patala patal. Because every Punjabi and say the kidi nu thutha darya. A small pot for an ant is a big, just like ocean. Okay, in this way, every earth, because sky is a big thing, trillions of us are in that. And you will be astonished if I say 13 million earths are equal to one sun. How big is the sun? You can well imagine. And there are many more other stars which are bigger, many times bigger than the sun. Or in this way, this is I'm just saying it's not related to our lecture today, but I'm just explaining to you that there are many more things inside our body. Jo Brahmande soi pinde. Whatever is in the universe, the same thing happens inside our body. The same thing, every substance, every little particles, every cell has the same type of functioning, same type of structuring, whether we see it by microscope, whether we see it by open eye, whether we see it by our third eye. Okay, but by with the third eye, we are seeing the nature, which is beyond the limit of our physical eyes. whatever is going on. That's why the saint peoples, they activated their third eye, they can assume and they can presume and they can explain that what will happen in future. Just like nowadays, you see the seasons, forecast of the seasons. Forecast of the season is done by the satellites. It's high up, more than 450 miles from the earth in the sky, up. From there, the satellites see how the waves of the airs are moving from the sea to the earth, from the earth to the sea. And assuming that one, whatever the waves of the airs are moving from the sea side, moving to the earth side, and when it will reach to what area, when how deep it will go near to the earth will be a rain, forecast of the rain. This is what going on. In this way, the third eye, if in spite of just like the physical eye, can see only a limited distance. But when you activate your third eye, you can see what you can assume at one time. A normal person cannot assume that one. That is why the third eye was activated of Guru Nanak, and he was just seeing the planets like this one, just like we are seeing the things in front of our eyes, physical eyes. So, in this way, if you are activating your third eye, then you can assume many things before they happen. Then you can work according to that, what's going on. Just like in simple example I can give you. If we know that there are black clouds coming and air is coming, and we can assume that there may be rain, and we can take off the outward stuffs inside so that they should not wet in the rains. You you save yourself because you know that. How you know that? It is the limit of our physical eyes and limited senses. Limited senses. But the third eye has no limit of that one. In the same way, if there is no limit of this thing, that is why Guru Nanak assumed all those things. And in this way, when physically you fall sick and you are not recovering from this sickness, then you have to concentrate yourself and find it out what is going on wrong with my body. For the diet, what's going on wrong? What the environmental things, what is going on wrong? And what are other things which are related to the universe? Suppose universe, winter is coming and you are starting wearing hot clothing, warm clothing. And if the summer is coming, you wear light clothing. This is what? This is the senses. But it's a limited sense. It's a limited physical sense of our body and different organs. But third eye has a wide distance. Wide distance. It can see, it can assume. And the person who has activated his third eye, he can assume and he can explain you that what will be happening in the next day. Just like Guru Nanak explained by the other planets. So I want to just tell you, this is known as by us, whatever I have explained, the whole thing. This is known as circadian system. Circadian system runs according to the nature or according to the environment. If you are in India, if you are in America, if you are in Canada, if you are in any other country, there is a darkness, there is a daytime, there is a night time, there is a daytime. And this third eye assumes what's going on, assume what will happen. And in this way, he can guide you so that you can protect yourself. And in this way, the nature guides you, this third eye guides you. Follow the circadian system, follow the nature. And that nature says that the nights are made to sleep, nights are made to relax. And when you relax, You follow nature's law, and nature's law is for our survival. The only content, only thing is the oxygen. And if you are relaxed, the nature can fill up the maximum or oxygen capacity in your lungs, and then the lung will gradually supply it to the whole body, dilate it, put more. Suppose if it's a 1 quintal bag, and if you are relaxed fully, it will be fully packed with 1 quintal, even more sometimes. But if you are unaware of all these things and carelessness, and ultimately with the carelessness, even in 1 quintal bags, you cannot fill up the complete 1 quintal bag, 1 quintal weight in that one. The same thing, if the body is relaxed, if the bag is relaxed, and relaxed when you sleep, when you active, no, it's not. So when you relax, it means at night, your bag, your lungs are relaxed, and maximum stuff may come inside that one, which will work for a longer period. You eat one time, it works for 12 hours or 8 hours. After 8 hours, you again need to eat, it works for that one. The same thing, if you sleep at night, according to nature's principle, it is sufficient that your body will be active, free from diseases, or protect you from the diseases. Or if you are sick, it will save you from diseases. But if you are not sleeping well, the first thing, if you are not sleeping well, whatever may be the reason behind that one, then you will not recover soon. And if you are relaxed, automatically this will happen in your body. And who told us? Who explains all these things? That go to sleep at night, wake up in the morning times. Who told us? That is the circadian system. That is our third eye. But third eye, every person has its limited, you can say, explanation or limited expressions of your third eye, limited activation of their third eye. Only this much. Okay, it's a night, go to sleep. It's a daytime, come to work. Though this is the work of this third eye, but it is only limited things. But even if the limited things you are not following about according to the natures, ultimately what will happen? Disobey the nature will result in very bad shape. Okay, if you suppose if you do not follow the instruction of your parents, what will happen? You will stuck up somewhere. The same way, the nature is our boss, nature is our parents, and nature telling you, according to the circadian system, that the nature's rule, that sleep at night, wake up at daytime. And when you do that one, automatically all the actions what the nature wants to take up, or how the nature wants to play with your body, it's done. And if you are disobeying the nature and you are waking at the night times, you are night watching, you are doing the job at night time regularly, how long? Ultimately, your sign, this physical body will show you the signs of exhaustion. No, I am tired. Ultimately, you will feel tired even after years together. You are working at night, and ultimately, your body will show up signs of tiredness because you are not obeying the nature. You are not obeying the circadian system. So this circadian system is our explanation of the nature. Okay, so nature want us to do that one. In this way, if you are following the nature's law, circadian system, you will not fall sick. And if ever you fall sick, you will recover soon. And if ever you are sick and you are not recovering, please follow the instructions of the nature, circadian system. Why in the hospitals, doctor gives sleeping pills to the patients? So that they should get good sleep at night. And if they will have good sleep at night, definitely they will improve. This is a normal thing which everybody can understand that one. So this is what I explained you in my previous lectures, that you have to follow the instructions of the natures. And the first and foremost instruction of the nature is to sleep at night, wake up at daytime. And for that one, I have again limitized, limited it. How? That if you are sleeping from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m., 2 a.m. you can, it will be basically 2 a.m. from the midnight onward. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., if you are completely slept, relaxed, need not to sleep more 8 hours in the bed. It will fill up sufficiently so that you can work for the remaining 20 hours. But if at that time from 10 to 2, you are not sleeping and you are still working and your body is active, your bag will not fill up with the sufficient oxygen, or sufficient nature's process will not be carried out, and ultimately even after 10 hours you will not feel relaxed going on bed on this, from this side to the other side, this side to other side. No, you will not feel relaxed. But if at this in mid period, wherever you are, in India, in Canada, or America, and wherever you are, this is the normal period of your midnight, that if you are slept well at that time, the circadian system will follow and your body will be relaxed and will be filled by the nature's process. This is a nature's process, that nature wants us to take oxygen and survive. And sufficient oxygen will allow you to survive healthy. In this way, the first thing, and you have to follow the nature's law, that is, follow the circadian system. After that, I recommended you in my previous lectures that you have to try to have natural foods. Why we are converting towards the vegetables foods, vegetarian food? Why? First of all, because all the animals on the universe, just like the lion, they are eating meat. Cows, they are eating vegetables, grass, and all that. Means every animal, every creation or creature of the nature on the universe are having the same food since beginning, since they born. But human animal, we human animal have changed their food. First of all, we start with the mother's milk. And mother's milk is not vegetarian. It is squeezed from the meat of mother. It's not vegetarian. But some of the saints, Theravada, they are, because they do not know about this thing, they are explaining that no, I cannot eat meat. It's an animal product. No, I do not want to kill the animals for my food. No, I can drink milk. But they are making fool to those people who do not know about this thing. But the reality is that the milk is the squeezed from the meat, and it's a meat product. If you take a juice, cane juice, if you take a juice of anything, apple juice, mango juice, cranberry juice, these are vegetarians. These are vegetarians. And this was not the basic food of our human beings, but we have changed it. And when we have changed it, ultimately, what will happen? Our body has to start a new type of functioning inside the body, or to produce new type of enzymes which can digest the vegetarian food. Because our body is designed at that time in the beginning, meat products. And even our cow, calf, all these animals, their products, they are also changing their food. And that is why there are many. And now, previously we do not know about that one, but now the animal husbandry has developed this thing, and they know that, like human beings, they are also sick. They are also having many more diseases in the animals, because they have changed the food, and the body has to design new hormones. Body has to design new enzymes to digest the different kind of food, which was not their original food. So, second thing I want to recommend you, try to come to your natural food. Try to come to your natural food, which is not contaminated, which is not contaminated. But because of this ignorance, we are not taking meat, which is our normal product. We have changed the food. And what had happened with this one? We have changed the food, and the food is contaminated with pesticides. Fertilizer, pesticides are used to grow our vegetables, to grow wheat, to grow crops. All these are, and we are eating those things, and they are concentrated in that. We do not claim that. We do not put blame on these things because we do not know. But ultimately, whatever you eat, which is not our normal food, whatever you eat, which is not accepted by the body, but body is adjusting with that one, and that adjustment can fail at any time. And when the adjustment fails at any time, that your body is not adjusting the normal food, in that way you fall sick. And if you fall sick, what you need to do? Back up with that food. Back up with that food, so that so that that concentration of pesticides and fertilized, which has accumulated in your cells. The cell body is made by cells. Trillions of cells are making, and group of cells are making the tissue. Tissues are making an organ. Organs are making the systems. The systems are making this whole body. The ultimate, the single unit is the cell, and the cell is contaminated and is concentrated with toxins, that is pesticides and fertilizers, which are used to grow our vegetables, grow our crops. We do not blame them. But now we are learned sufficiently that these are making us sick, but there is no way out. What we can do? How much vegetables and all these things we can grow outside this one? Difficult. Difficult. Even if we grow our own vegetables, organic vegetables and organic foods, we claim nowadays. This is organic, means we are not using any pesticide ourselves. But you know about the Prague case, sir? A female cannot give birth to a child unless she met with a male. Nature's process. The same thing, your organic vegetables, you are growing separately for you. Oh, I'm not using any pesticide. I'm not using any fertilized. But the Prague Kesar is a condition. Mating of male and female is a condition that your vegetables can grow, your food stuff will grow. Otherwise, there is no way out. In the air, it goes. In the air, this Prague Kesar type of things goes from one plant to the other, from male plant to female plant, from female plant to male plant, in this way, and then they grow. Otherwise, there is no way out. It means that air which is bringing that male stuff for your plants, or for a female stuff for your plant from the other plants, this is not at your control. Other peoples are using around that one the pesticides and fertilized, and that thing, suppose if a male person, suppose just for example, a male person is having some hereditary disease. His father was having, his grandfather was having, he is also acquiring the same disease, genetic disease. and now he is married, and he is married with a woman, and ultimately he will give birth to the another children, and ultimately those children will be having same type of disease in them. They may have suffered from that one. And I'm explaining about the food things, that you cannot change this trend, because it has become a universal things. You can understand, you can try to protect, you can try to save, you can growing your own vegetables and crops and all that separate from the pesticides, but you cannot avoid the practice, you cannot avoid the conjugation of other plants with my plants. That's beyond your limit. And ultimately, everything has changed. Everything has changed. And in this way, what I'm saying, the second thing for the food things, I'm saying that when you fall sick and you are not recovering, what you have to do? You have to change the food. Take egg, take meat, because our natural food was derived from the meat. We were taking mother's milk. First 6 to 8 months minimum, we are we are taking that milk. Ultimately, it was suggested that no, you have to take this and that food, and we do. But have you ever think of the kids of lion? Do they eat grass? No, not at all. Even if they are 8 9 months, even if they are of one year, they do not. They take the same food, whatever their parents were taking, and he is taking the same food, whatever he was getting since birth. The same food they are taking. So what it resulted? It resulted that when you fall sick, it's okay, you are recovering, no problem. But when you are stuck up with that one, that you are not recovering, then ultimately you have to go back. You have to go back to the parents' sides. Then what you have to do? You have to take meat. Uncontaminated, fresh meat will give you a basic energy which your body requires. But the saint and other Deradar and this, whatever they say, I'm not contempting on that one. No, but the reality of the nature is this one. Reality of the nature is this one, that our basic food is derived from the mother's meat. And ultimately, we change that one. And when we change that one, our body tries to produce a different kind of hormones, different kind of enzymes to digest a different kind of food. But ultimately, when this body designed to for meat fails, because there is a big toxicity. Toxicity is entering with this outside different food within our body, and with the pesticides and fertilized, our body is concentrated, all the cells are concentrated, and every cell has a limited area. And in this, there is a nucleus, there is a Golgi body, there is a mitochondria, there is a centrosome, there is a air bubbles, there is a fat bubbles, there is a sugar bubbles. All these, there are many more things inside the cells, and cell is compacted. In plasma, cell is compacted, and forcibly you are entering, you are pushing toxicity of pesticide and fertilizations into your cell, though it is minimum quantity. Your body is adjusting that, ultimately adjusting that. How long? A big concentration is formed inside your cells. What you will do that? You have to back up. And back up where? Come to the natural food. Come to the natural food, so that your body, it will be easy for your body to adjust that one. People's eating different kind of foods, they become bulky, heavy, many more problems, thyroid problems, metabolic rate problems, many other problems. They are not recovering. And when they go to the dietitians, and those recommend them, okay, leave all these crops, this wheat and all that, leave it. Take meat, take Mediterranean type of things, a very little vegetables, very little crops, but take more meat. You will lose weight. You will become active because your body is already designed for that one by the nature. It's not you. By the nature, basically, it has been designed by that one, and you are not obeying that one. First thing, you should obey the circadian system. Second thing, regarding the food materials, you have to obey the nature. You have to obey the basic things, and you will be all right with that one. And if you not, you will fall sick. Even mostly doctors in the hospitals, when a person falls sick, they change their food, take some soft things, take some this and that things. But even then, they are not learned for this one, that according to nature, until suppose if we are going job anywhere, we are doing job and there is some problem in the jobs, we are very tense. What do? We go home. We go home relaxed. जो सुख छज्जू दे चुबारे ना हो बलख ना बुखारे. Whatever you feel, rest, peace at your home, you do not feel peace even if you go to a emperor's hut. No, not at all. In this way, I just want to convince you on that one, that the human being's food material is, first of all, started from meat. And if you avoid that one by any religious matter, by anything, I'm not commenting on those things, but I'm just commenting the scientific approach of this thing. And then ultimately you start recovering. You take full sleep at night, midnight, you take meat and in your food stuffs, it will be digested. Ultimately, extra things will be washed out. Extra things will be washed out from your body, and your body will be healthy. Have you ever seen any lion big, bulky? No. They are very slim and active, not big size, not fatty. Basically, big word is not a good word. Fatty, you can say. Just like elephant. It's a fatty. Okay? It's a fatty. But he's not that much active as the lions are active. In this way, to make your body active, you should come to your natural food materials, which is not contaminated with the pesticides, with the fertilizations, all that. You will recover soon. We are talking about the fact, those points, that if a person falls sick and is not recovering by all efforts, basically this body is designed to recover himself. This body is designed, if ever anything unwanted goes inside the body, it evacuates it by urine, by stool, by sweating, by breathing. It evacuates from the body, releases out. But even then, if you fall sick, then you have to find it out where we stuck up. And I have given you 2 points. The first one, regarding the sleep, to follow the circadian system. Second thing, to follow the natural food. Whatever the natural food is of the human beings, you have to follow that one strictly. But one good thing I would like to tell you, because you can question me, doctor, you are saying to take meat only, but you see, all the public, millions and trillions of people are in this world, they are all taking wheat, they are all taking vegetables, they are all taking all type of steps, but they are surviving it. That is why I can give you one explanation of this one. These are not actually our food, but our body has designed by the nature that whenever you take an extra type of food, natural food, it has already make arrangement that it produces that kind of enzymes which can digest meat, which can digest their different kind of foods, whatever they eat. But when you take a different kind of foods other than your normal food, then gradually, just like when you start giving potatoes to your newborn, first of all he was on milk, then you start giving potatoes to your newborn, and after that carrots, and after that pears and all that smashed things, everything, he gradually adjusts it. He gradually adjust it. Body try to adjust and produce some different kind of enzymes to adjust all these things. But ultimately, there is a limit of the body here. There is a limit of the body, how long it can adjust the unwanted things, how long it can adjust the food which is not its actual food. They fall sick. There are some deficiencies or many type of deficiencies. Ultimately we are recovering, all we are finding out in the labs and all that thing, all these things are coming up. Why doctors say, oh, when you fall sick you need protein, and what goes more in the meat? That's a protein. Less fat. Extra protein but less fat. And in this way your body is designed, if ever any times you take a different food, body try to adjust it and produce. First of all, when you take a different kind of foods, you will feel indigestion, you will feel bloated in your abdomens, because body is trying to adjust, it has not yet adjusted. But ultimately, if you continue taking sag, if you continue taking vegetables, ultimately body adjust it. Adjust means forcibly adjusting. It was not its prime work, but it's extra work it's doing. Ultimately, most of the people, even long life, they do not eat meat, but they survive it because their bodies are adjusting. But they will be having different kind of diseases. You must recognize those things if you go watch those kind of peoples. But if they stick to their normal food, they do not suffer from that one. If they stick to the normal food, if they fall sick, they recover soon as compared to the other things. But this is the logical explanation of the things. This is not that I'm explaining it from myself. No, it's all verified. It's all verified by the medical science, and it's all verified by the dietitians that this is the thing you have to follow that. So two things. The third thing is good luck. That just like one more example for the third things, because the body is self-receptive. Our body is self-receptive and it adjusts himself. Previously, when the malaria starts, there was a mass deaths after with the malarias previously, but after that we recover it when we find it quinine and all that one, and ultimately malaria number declines. And what they were doing, we were spraying DDT. We were spraying DDT, and only one spray of DDT was sufficient to kill the mosquitoes at that time. But after that, now you can say, you see that even 2, 3 sprays are not killing the mosquito because they develop the resistance. They develop the resistance inside their body, and ultimately we do not bodies are not affected by these mosquitoes poison, and they do not suffer from malaria. And even if they suffer, it's for a limited period, just like influenza. When first of all influenza came, millions and millions people were killed. But nowadays influenza, we take it simple. No problem. 2, 3 days sneezing, watery discharge, fear, ultimately it will go. The same thing was with the COVID. You see that when the COVID came, millions and millions all over the world, peoples were killed. And endemic, this is known as pandemic diseases. So pandemic diseases happens all over the world, and ultimately now it's going to be a normal features, normal just like the flu, because body is a good receptor Good adjuster, it try to adjust every unwanted things inside your body and try to protect. Why the philosophy of vaccination? What is that one? The philosophy of vaccination is that we stimulate the body to produce a different kind of power, just like we are giving TB vaccines. TB vaccines, tuberculosis vaccines, we are giving to a person. What we are doing? We are giving in a small dilutions which cannot produce tuberculosis, but they are stimulating the body. If this kind of enemies enters into your body, how you will respond to that one? Because they are in limited quantity. Then the body will start producing that kind of enzymes, that kind of antitoxin systems, and you will be protected from that. And even if naturally tuberculosis comes onto you, you will be protected. You will not suffer. Just like the doctors working in the TB hospitals, they are not suffering from the tuberculosis because their immunity, that's known as immunity. Immunity has developed when we protect, when we create is norms to fight with any toxins in entering inside the body. That is known as developing the immunity. So our immunity is developed. Their doctors, nurses, they develop their immunity with that one because the body are automatically designed like that one, and they do not suffer from the tuberculosis. In this way, though we are eating the same food, we are at the food, we are eating the same food what the other people are eating, because they are prepared with the fertilized and pesticides and all that. They are concentrated with that one. But ultimately, our body try to adjust that food inside it, and immediately we do not suffer from that one. But we know this is the normal food of us, and ultimately now and then people suffer from vomiting, people suffer from diarrhea, people suffer from bloated, and all these different kind of diseases they are suffering from. But we do not blame to the food. And you can well experiment this thing. Shape your food, shape your food and come back to your natural food. You will see, if you are taking 4 5 chapati in a day, and only if you take one or two slice of meat, definitely you will be the same energetic, rather more energetic as compared to the 4 chapatis. And your body will not be bulky. You will be healthy and active, just like lion, because your natural food is not that one, vegetables. But man has changed. Even the animals under his control, just cow and buffaloes and all that, and the animals under his control, he is giving the same type of food to them. And ultimately, you can see and go to the animal husbandry hospital, you will see animals are suffering from the similar type of diseases what the human beings are suffering. So this is a good thing. Our body adjusts many other anemical forces, many other anemical food stuffs which the body is not designed for. But ultimately, how long? How long? If we take one mistake at one time, how long the body will accept it? How long the other person will accept your mistakes? Ultimately, they will revenge. They will come back to you in this way. But I am talking, body is adjusting, it's okay. But I am talking at that point when you fall sick and you are not recovering. When you fall sick and you are not recovering, and at that time you have to take this point, come back home, follow the natural circadian system for living, follow the natural rules of diet and living standard like that one. In this way, you will remain healthy, and if you fall sick, you will recover soon, as compared to whatever may be the name of the disease, whatever, even the cancer, the dreadful things. But yesterday I gave one example for all the peoples. Suppose if you have a tie up no bundle of notes and now they are very tight, and you cannot fill any other note in that simple language. And the condition of your body in sickness, when you are not recovering back, is that kind of thing, that this bundle of note is tight up in the rubber, and you cannot fill another note. But if immediately you take some of the note out of that one, it will be relaxed. It will be making space for something else. And making space for something else, do not fill the same thing again. Fill the natural things, fill the natural diet in that. Whatever the gap you have made from your food, from whatever the food you are taking, it does not mean that you are bloated, you are having gas formation, you have a diarrhea, you have vomiting, nothing, whatever you are having, and it's the tight position that you cannot feel it anything else. And doctor says, okay, you do not take breakfast, or you avoid your lunch. Okay, in this way you make a gap, but in spite of making gap, if you fill up in this gap your natural food, why the sick people's doctors say, okay, take one egg. Okay, why? Because they want to introduce you, or you want to bring you back to your natural food, whether they know or not. But this is the fact, that your natural food is a meat, because you are used to, since beginning of your life you are taking this one in the shape of mother's milk, and after that you have changed that. Limited changing, sometimes acceptable. It is acceptable because still everything in the universe is having some quality. Vegetables are having vitamins. Vegetables are also having minerals, many different kind of things we use in the vegetables. And now we everything has been taken out. Oh, it has 10% calcium and 10% fibers, we have calculated everything. Everything is there, but their basic nature is a vegetable. Their basic nature is not meat, which was your first preferable food for your body. Yes, it helps. Yes, it helps. And if it's not having any excessive toxicity for the fertilizers, pesticides, and all that, yes, you can take that, you can add that. That's the Mediterranean food. Mediterranean food means chicken is mixed with the vegetables. Okay, so both the things are added over there, and it will be safe for you, and you will recover soon from all these things. Okay, so I'm sorry, because this was the question arises, and I describe it in Punjabi and Hindi lectures, and I was supposed to describe it in English as well, so I did that one. But my chapter was concerned with the mediastinum, the central part of the chest, which is about 8 inches in wide, and back side up to the vertebral column. And I divided it in three portions: anterior portion, middle portion, and the third portion. And I described all the organs which are in these different areas, and what are the diseases in that one. So I'm describing time to time all these things. And in my last lecture I described about the thyroid gland, which is also the part of the mediastinum, anterior superior mediastinum. And we described about the thyroid glands. And after that, we were supposed to describe aneurysm, problems of the blood vessels, a big problem of the blood vessels. But I will describe it tomorrow. Today my time is over, just to explain you about the diets, about the natural procedures, because main thing is, you are taking everything right way, everything, but you are not following the nature's law, which has been designed for you. In this way, you will fall sick and you will not recover soon. To recover soon, you have to go back to home, to take peace, to relax, and that is your natural food. So, Rabarakha, God bless you all. I am your host, Gurdeep Singh Sandhu, homeopathy consultant. My phone number is 408 687-1899. Email address homeo, HOMEO, MEDICINE @yahoo.com. Anytime when you are suffering from any disease and you want to take a second opinion, it's a free, no consult and no any fee. You can call me or even you can email me to get your answer. Okay, so I will give you my advices based on my 52 years of medical practice, so that you can get well soon. And also, if you want to get treated by a homeopathic system of treatment, that is the real approach to your health. Logical explanation of the treatments is the homeopathic treatments. Okay, so if ever you want to take your treatment homeopathically, you can call me 408-687-1899. And also, if you are being benefited by these lectures, please convey this message to your nearest and dearest so that they can join me at Facebook Media, at YouTube, my YouTube channels, Sabarang radio station, at any channel, just like Radio Pravaz is also joining with us. And also, I'm seeing here Mr. Jagwant Khera. He's also joining his radio, Khera Radio USA. So he's also joining us. Thanks him, because we have to serve the public. Our purpose is not to just practice medicine. Our duty is also to guide the society to remain healthy. Okay, so for that one, whosoever is joining us and whosoever is delivering this message to the other public peoples, I'm thankful to all of those peoples. So please join me on all these medias anywhere, so that this message should be conveyed to the vast majority of publics. And thank you for all watching. And we'll see you tomorrow for the next lecture. And we will be at the mediastinum, diseases of the mediastinal organ, and that's the aneurysm, diseases of the blood vessels. Thanks. Bye.